think of gym leaders in the Johto region, there's probably a few that come to mind. Maybe you think of Claire, or Jasmine, or Whitney, and those are the three that I normally think of when I think of the Johto gym leaders. There's a reason that we never really think of Faulkner, or Bugsy, or Chuck, and the problem with them is they didn't understand the assignment. I'm not the first to say it, and I'm probably not going to be the last, but the gym leaders in the Johto region just, for the most part, aren't very good. I can't help but think that this is part of the problem that Gold and Silver were faced when being developed, and then Satoru Iwata came in and saved the whole game, basically. I think this is a byproduct of that. I've been talking about making a Johto video, talking about all of its problems, even though I still love the games, don't get me wrong, and this is kind of like a little mini part of that. I'll get that video eventually, but it's just not happening right now. So this is definitely a compromise of sorts. Instead of focusing on everything about Johto, let's just talk about the gym leaders. Now this is very similar to a video I did a long time ago, back before the pandemic even happened, if you can believe that, and it's on the Kanto gym leaders and refining their teams. There's things I would go back and redo on the production side of things, but overall, I still think that's a really good video, and you should check that out after you watch this video. Let's start with what's good about these three gym leaders in particular, Claire, Jasmine, and Whitney. Through all of my playthroughs, or most of them anyways, and from other playthroughs I've watched, different things I've read, these are the three gym leaders in the Johto region that you're probably going to have the most trouble with. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this is brought on by them using Johto Pokemon. Specifically Johto Pokemon that you have no access to prior to going into these gym battles. Also, they're, in the Johto region, so they should probably have some Johto Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I don't think using Kanto Pokemon is a problem at all, especially since Johto and Kanto have more of a connection than any of the other regions with them being geographic neighbors. I do think the problem comes in from gym leaders in the Johto region only using Kanto Pokemon. And that's a big problem. The bird boy up front is an immediate culprit, Faulkner. It's not bad that he uses Pidgey and Pidgeotto. This is the very first gym in Johto. You're gonna see Pidgey on your trip to Violet City, and then be blown away by Pidgeotto if this was your first Pokemon game. But there's a better team that he could use. Hoot Hoot, for example, not just for the flying type connection. It's a new flying type Pokemon in Johto, and if you don't play the game at night, you're not gonna run across one in the wild. The trainers in his gym use a Spearow and Pidgeys, and then Faulkner pulls out a bird you've never seen. And he's got a Pidgeotto that's illegally evolved, so why not do the same with Noctowl? If we absolutely had to give him more Pokemon, I think Natu would be a cool addition. It's a small burb, non-threatening, and you can't get one until you have Surf and then revisit the Ruin of Alph. Which is right by Violet City. Makes total sense why Faulkner could get one. Now there's probably a few Pokemon you're thinking of that Bugsy should get, and I don't think he needs them. But we do need to fix this team. Oh my goodness, we need to fix it bad. Metapod and Kakuna. You're a gym leader, bro, and they're Kanto Pokemon. Scyther I get. Scizor was added in this game, but throwing a Steel Bug type right at the player in the second gym would be brutal. Even if you started with Cyndaquil, Scizor would be way too buff to go at in the second gym. So Bugsy gets a pass on Scyther, but we gotta address the Cocoons. Koga shows off Ariados in the Elite Four, and a trainer in the Azalea gym has a Spinarak, so Bugsy doesn't need the spiders. But I think Ledian would be a great addition to this team. Just like with Hoot Hoot and Faulkner's gym only being found at night, Ledibah can only be found in the morning time. So you're gonna see Ledibah with that one trainer in the gym, but then see its evolved form and be totally off guard. There's also a surprising amount of bug types added in Gen 2, but we don't need to overload the team. If there's another that should probably be represented, I'd go with either Yanma or Pineco. Yanma had no evolution at the time, and you have to go extremely out of your way to see one. This could have remedied that. And again, Koga shows off Forretress, so preview it with Pineco at this point in the game. And Whitney. Finally. You know why Whitney is a good trainer? She uses a Johto Pokemon. She understood the assignment. Miltank needs no introduction. I do think that Whitney could use a little critiquing though. Clefairy is all well and good. It got a pre-evolution in Johto,
but it's a Kanto Pokemon, and there's a ton of new normal types. But let's keep her with just 2 Pokemon. I think the developers realized having to fight through more than one Pokemon to reach Miltank was just too much. Whitney specializes in cute Pokemon, so why not use Teddiursa? This thing is adorable, and if you absolutely had to, give her Furret. Most of you probably box your Sentret before it even evolves. You see a trainer in the gym that uses 3 Sentrets, so let that be the preface for the big evolution reveal. And, of course, Miltank. Yeah, it's there. Now, Morty is really just doing the best he can. The only new ghost type in Johto was Mischievous, but Morty doesn't use it. And if he only had Haunter and Gengar, that might be one thing, but he uses a Ghastly and a second Haunter. How does Mischievous not get put on this dude's team? I can't even drag this section out. It's as simple as that. Also, Mischievous is only found in Mount Silver at night. I don't even know what NPCs have one in Gen 2. You've probably never even seen this sprite. Don't lie to me and say you have. Chuck doesn't have a whole lot going for him, bless his heart, but we can fix his team for sure. You might think Hitmontop, but Bruno ends up with that one, and it's not going to be as cool seeing it here at the mid-game and then at the Elite Four. But he's not going to get a Tyrogue either. He needs a good Pokemon. Tyrogue has super low stats. Think back to Bugsy. There's a new, at the time anyways, bug Pokemon that is also part fighting. Heracross. I think Heracross could be way too intimidating that early in the game, but here when you bring in a grass type to deal with Poliwrath and then get wrecked by a bug, you might not even know it's part fighting. I think that would be awesome. And there's a guy in the gym that uses Primeape. I don't think, when you can help it anyways, looking at you Morty, a gym leader should use a Pokemon that are used by the trainers in the gym. Jasmine is another one of those good gym leaders. Yes, Magnemite is a Kanto Pokemon, but it was given the Steel typing, so it's like a brand new Pokemon. Kinda. Having 2 is weird, but getting Steelix is great. And Steelix is just a great opponent if you're not prepared for it. You might say Scizor and Skarmory exist, though put them on the team, and Fortress. Well, Koga has Fortress, and if you give Jasmine either Scizor or Skarmory, I think you'd have to keep her as a 2 Pokemon team, and there's 3 of those in Johto as it is. I really think her team is good as is. It helps that she actually had Johto Pokemon. Those of you that left a comment about Pryce having a Johto Pokemon and not getting mentioned, you can go ahead and change your comment. But leave it there, it's good for the algorithm. He does have a Johto Pokemon. He's got Piloswine rounding out his team, but he's got Seal and Dugong. And Pryce has never given me any trouble ever, maybe when I was a little kid, so I just don't think of his team that often. For his team, let's keep Dugong. I associate that with Pryce more than I do Piloswine. That's just a complete personal opinion. He'll keep Piloswine obviously, but get rid of Seal. Sneasel doesn't get added. This isn't Pokemon Adventure Pryce where he's a bad guy. Spoilers for a 2-decade-old manga, I guess. And your rival already has a Sneasel. Instead, let's go with Delibird. It's not an overly strong Pokemon, but it fits the typing. No trainers in the gym have it either, and 2 have a Seal. And 2 have a Dugong, but we'll give this old man the benefit of the doubt. He's about to retire soon. And Claire got the memo. Only 1 new Dragon type in Johto, and she's using it. There's only one change I would do with her team. Instead of using 3 Dragonair, swap 1 of them out for Seadra. Kanto people will see Seadra come out, think, oh, that's some cool team makeup, then out comes Kingdra. Good job, girl. Proud of you. And look, I said that thing about the gym leaders not using Pokemon that the other gym trainers have, but just forget about that. I just have to keep mentioning it. I thought back and forth about whether or not I should include the Elite Four. On one hand, it's the Elite Four for Kanto and Johto. On the other hand, it would just add runtime to the video's length, and I guess I really don't have to include. Will's team needs a little modification. 2 Zatus is a big problem. I understand why he doesn't have Espeon. Red has that, so it's represented. Wobbuffet isn't really good. Girafarig, on the other hand, would be a great addition in place of the first Zatu, especially if you were just planning on using Shadow Ball on his entire team. And like I said, Kanto and Johto. But let's swap out Slowbro for Slowking. He still has 2 other Kanto Pokemon, and Lorelei used a Slowbro. It just works out better for this team. Koga's team is perfect. I have literally nothing to change here. 2 Kanto, 3 Johto. He's got a good Poison-type team. Even though Fortress is bug steel, it fits the ninja theme with its trap moves, it gets a good pass. Bruno's team only requires one change. I really think he needs Donphan instead of Onix. Onix is not a good Pokemon. Its abysmal HP stat is bad, in spite of its baller defense, and he doesn't need Steelix, we already saw that one. I think Donphan fits with the fighting types. I can't really explain it, it just fits. Otherwise, he only has one Johto Pokemon. Now Karen's team is interesting. There is one Pokemon that I think should be changed, and it's not Vileplume. As the Dark-type Elite Four member, the Gen 2 sprite for Vileplume just looks awesome. It's just Grass Poison, but its moveset is definitely on the sneaky dark side. Gengar is the one that needs to go. It's Ghost Poison. It just needs to go. No matter how hard I try, I can't think of a good change for it without it being a stretch. Yes, there are two dark types she's not using. One is Sneasel and the rival has it, and it's not great. And she already has Murkrow, and Murkrow's not great either. It wouldn't be great for the final Elite Four member to have two subpar Pokemon. The other dark type not present is Tyranitar, and I think that would just be way too strong of a Pokemon for her to have. It's a stretch, but I'm considering Pupitar since it's next in line to Tyranitar. Even though I've actually thought about Granbull, I just couldn't land on one I liked. Vileplume stays, Gengar goes, but with no replacement, we'll keep her team as it is. Lance is actually where Tyranitar is going to end up. He doesn't need 3 Dragonites. He doesn't really need Kingdra though. They really didn't go hard on dragons till the next gen. What I do think he needs is this Tyranitar. He already has 3 illegally evolved Dragonites, 3 other Pokemon that are not dragon at all, and just kinda dragon looking. And Tyranitar fits the bill a little bit. It's a pseudo-legendary, so it goes with Dragonite, and if we really wanted his team to be no repeats, we could put Kingdra in. I think of Claire when I think of Kingdra though. As it is in-game, he has no Johto Pokemon at all. He's the champion of both regions. He really needs that little bit of representation. And now we're going to go speed round for Kanto's gym leaders. There's some of them that we're not even really going to change. I'll just explain as we go. Brock. His team is great, but evolve his Graveler into Golem, swap Rhyhorn for Sudowoodo. Give him the one Johto Pokemon for just a little bit of representation. Misty's team needs Octillery. That's all I would change to this already good team. Instead of Surge having 2 Electrode, swap one with Ampharos. Erica needs Sunflora. Let's move on. Maybe give Janina Quillfish. Quillfish isn't great. I did a video on it, go watch it. I mentioned not putting Wobbuffet on Will's team because I think Wobbuffet goes better with Sabrina. You could fly in there being all confident with something that has Crunch or have a Gengar with Shadow Ball and then just get wrecked when it uses Mirror Coat or something. Blaine did the right thing. His team is good. Maybe he needs his Arcanine or Ninetales back, but those aren't Johto, so we're moving on. And I think Blue's team should stay the same. It's straight up Kanto, yes, but I like it. If I had to change it, I think Ursaring would make sense on this team. I don't have a good reason for it. I just think it's neat. And Red, his team is fine. I knew if I didn't mention it though, someone would comment about it. Unless, if you really want to comment about it, because, comments and all. Whew. Speed round over. The Johto gym leaders could just use this little bit of polish. I think they're fine, just not as memorable, except for the ones that actually use Johto Pokemon. The Elite Four are pretty okay, but needed a little touch. And the Kanto gym leaders were free of charge, just for you. You're welcome.
Now, if I knew how to actually mod these games and change the gym leaders' teams, I think this would be a really, really fun experience, just to see if it makes it more fun, more unique, whatever you want to think about. If you have the ability to teach someone like me that can barely do things with technology, hit me up. Let's try this out. Thank you so much for checking out the video today. I really enjoy doing these things where I'm actually in front of the camera, where it's not just my voice, but I like mixing things together. If you liked the video, please make sure you like it, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I have other videos coming through. Just thank y'all so much for making it where I can do this sort of thing. Making these videos is beyond fun, and I really like it when people let me know what they think about them. Until next time, have a great day, make good choices. See you later!